Hello guys. Leetcode problem 273, integer to English words. This problem is considered hard. It is considered hard because it's not something you would say, let's throw a hash map on this, let's throw a tree on this, let's throw a queue on this, let's throw a DFS. It's not this kind of a problem. You just need to invent the solution. And the solution is pretty complex, but once we get it, it's not that complex. Just requires some practice. I mean, it's not something out of this world. It's something we can all practice and get. So given a number 123, we need to write it as text 123. For example, this number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 12,345. Basically, we are going to look at the way that we humans are going to convert this number. Let's say we have just some arbitrary number. Then what we would notice is that you see, even as humans, we separate it by comma, right? The number. And we can say each number, let's forget a minute, the thousand, the millions, the billions. Let's forget about this. We would read this as 126, 126, 356. But when we read that 126, we would add million. And when we read as humans the 126 here, we would add thousand. And here we would add nothing. And notice that each 3 digits we can read in the same way. So the algorithm would be, take this, read them, take this, read them, do you need to add something? Add thousand. Take this, read them, do you need to add something? Add millions. And with that, let's move on to the solution. Directly at the answer to this question, note that we use div and also we use modulo. Div, an easy way to remember is we get digits to the left side. Modulo, we get digits on the right side. So here we first take the billion. So we just div by billion. We get the billion. Each time we need 3 numbers of the billions divided by billion. We div. And now the next thing that we want to do is to take the million. How do we take the million of a number? Let's say we have this, right? This, and this, and we want to get now the millions. Okay, so what we do is we go to the left to the millions, like this, we div a million, and then after we got this number from the left, then note that when we div it by million, we still get also the billions, right? Because we just went to the left side and we still have the billions. So now we need to move to the right with modulo. So this is what we do here. Billions, go to the left with div to million, and then go to the right with the modulo. Okay, thousands, what is the 1,000? 3 digits, go to the left to the thousands, but we get all the rest of the number. Then go to the right side to get only the right hand side of the 3 numbers, right? If we divide it by 1,000, then we get this thing, but we get the whole of this thing. So we want only the 3 right hand side. So this is this part. Okay, so we have the billions, the millions, the thousands, and the remainder, which is just the number. Then we do process segment. Process segments is translate each number. Translate each number is going to here to this array that we defined above. It just tries to take a single number and translate it into its wording. Okay, so translating a number into its wording is if it's less than 20, go to this array and just print a number. It's less than 20. If it's less than 100, then it can still be 35. Take this 30, go here and grab this 30. Okay, and then for the remainder on the right side, remember modulo on the right side, write this number with translate again a recursive function to this translate. And then else, if it's larger than 100, let's take this 100 digit. How do we move to the left with div? We move here to the left, div 100, we append 100, and then we recursively go and translate the rest of the number. And this is basically it, right? The only thing that is missing is like adding the billion, million, and 1,000. And we do this by each time we process a segment. Let's say we process the billions, then we add now the thousands to it, right? Okay, so let's go over this process again. We have here a function to translate a 3-digit. If that's the 20, just take this string. If it's more than 20, then get this digit and translate it. If it's more than 100, then take this digit, translate it, and recursively call back. This was it. And now we began by separating the billions, the million, the thousand, and the remainder. We call each process a segment, and with each process segment, we translate the number itself, and then we append to it the thousand, which is either billion, billion, or thousand. And of course, I don't expect anyone to solve it the first time. The important thing is to know how to translate a 3-digit number. And then after we know how to translate a 3-digit number, we need to move to each part of the number, translate it, add the thousand index, right? Add the thousand index and continue concatenating. This is the process.